Welcome to Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go, a look at modern and retro games with a dark sense of humor. Introducing your hosts, Steve.
Well, I'm a wreck now.
Harry.
Put it in my mouth.
Clark.
That man had one testicle and hit home runs, goddammit.
And Joe.
This went off the rails very quickly.
Let's start the show.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go!
Go. Now go.
Anyways. There was a little bit of that going on in this game, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, before we get to that game, across from me, I have Steve.
Me? Oh, sorry, I thought we were doing the...
I know, I threw him off.
Damn it!
Got him.
Oh, come on. I just fixed the party wagon.
Nice. Harry?
Batter up, Scuzz Bucket.
Clark?
Cowabunga, dudes.
And I'll be your host tonight, Joe. I wish I was back in the swamps. Good stuff. All right. Going to be reviewing.
He's like sarcastic about it. Good
All right.
Good stuff.
That was good.
Really selling the episode.
You guys did so good on your quotes.
All right. So tonight we're going to be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
And before we get to initial impressions, this episode is brought to you by Deep Creek Glassworks.
Deep Creek Glassworks.
Making handcrafted durable glass goods since 2013 and shipping them in crust-resistant boxes.
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 Today.
Free for free.
No.
I'm very confused.
But if you do, make sure you use our code SUPERFUN.
Because what's that get
off
you?
your first order.
10% off our first order. That's damn right, Clark.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
Where do we find this Deep Creek Glassworks?
.com.
Oh.
Works is spelled with an X.
WORX.
Like the new Twitter?
No.
No.
Deep Creek Glassworks did it first. Mm-hmm. Take that, Elon.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Who doesn't? It's hilarious.
He just hates birds.
Today.
It's all right. It's all right. Burn down Twitter. I'm fine with it.
Not mad at that.
That's Twitter, not Tanner. Please burn down Twitter.
Yeah,
not
Twitter,
Tanner.
not Tanner. Tanner, heats up the glass. Elon just sets fire to...
Everything in sight.
Yeah. There you go. Using his flamethrower that they sold for a little bit. The Boring Company.
Yeah. Greatest company name. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
It's all right. Zuckerberg's going to get him. It's going to beat him up.
Someday.
He's going to get zucked.
Let's get zucked up and move into initial impressions, huh?
I'd rear naked choke that.
Harry,
Whoa.
initial impression.
All right. So, nobody be upset. I have never played a Turtles game before.
Get out.
I feel like
I've
gotten a lot of shit over the years. I don't know. It's like one of those titles like, oh, you've never played Link's Awakening, or you've never played...
Link's what?
I don't know.
Link's Awakening.
One of the first... I've never played one. Well, I haven't played that either, so...
I mean, that's fine.
They're just like some classic titles I've never played. The fucking guy...
Mega Man?
Thank you.
Really? That's it?
That's exactly what I was going for.
Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like that's another one of those. If you mention it, they're like, "Oh, I never played it." People give you shit. I feel like the Turtle games fall into that category. So yes, here we are.
Okay.
I played this one.
I would hope so.
I lost my T card.
TMN T card. Nice.
I'm going to leave.
Steve, initial impression?
Not like Harry, I have played several of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games in the past, whether it be some of the ones that were for NES, then you had your arcade games, Turtles in Time. So this was something when Joe brought it up, I'm like, oh shit, another Turtles game. I wonder what they're going to do with this. And as soon as I saw like some of the image stills before I started playing
On the store or whatever.
yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do this.
Nice.
Turtle power.
Clark, initial impression.
Yeah, so like Steve said, I've played quite a few of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, and I didn't know that like Shredder's Revenge was like a thing at all, and I waited until today to actually start looking into the game,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I waited until today because I probably would have made a bigger fuss about not playing this.
That's fair.
Because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time was like, that was like the game for me for Super Nintendo. Like when I first got it, like that's the game that like me and my mom bonded over playing that game together.
Oh, that's awesome.
So seeing this, I was just like, oh my God. So it actually brings me to my first question whenever we get into it, but we can get into that a little bit later.
Cool.
It looks awesome.
Nice.
How about you, Joe?
So yeah, I had played a few of the Ninja Turtles games, the Turtles in Time specifically, and then there was a couple other ones that were similar. Name escapes me at the moment, but I think they were on original NES. Mm-hmm. And then I was actually going to pitch the Streets of Rage 4 game that came out in 2020.
Oh, okay.
I'm just a fan of those games too. I mean, similar genre and all that.
Yeah.
So that came out in 2020, and I was like toying with pitching with that game for like a while. Mm-hmm. And then Shredder's Revenge was announced, and I was like, well, I mean,
Come on. Yeah.
I want to play a beat 'em up. This is it.
yeah, I was like, okay, you kind of pushed my hand a little bit here, right? So, got through some of the games in our backlog and decided that it was a good time to throw this one in and take a look at it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do a jump kick and move into game development.
Game development.
Nailed it.
Yep. All right. So this came out in 2022.
So it's a freshie.
Yeah.
June of that year for last generation consoles, essentially. November for PS5. PC launch was with the last generation stuff, for reference. It was developed by Tribute Games and published by Dotemu. They're the same people that did the Street of Rage game.
Okay.
Yeah. So
They know their genre.
yeah.
Beat 'em ups.
Yeah, like they did the Streets of Rage game. It was wildly successful. Had online co-op, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a TMNT version, basically."
And everyone rejoiced.
Basically, right? Yeah. There wasn't much other information. I thought there was a pretty cool fact that I saw about this. Limited run games, familiar, right?
Yes.
They do like the physical copies of like arcade style games like
They
this.
do a lot of beat 'em up games too.
Yeah. So they had a couple of different editions. The standard edition came with a physical copy of the game, a reversible cover, an art booklet, a Sprite sticker sheet. That's hard to say.
Okay. Sprite sticker sheet. Yeah, that is.
Sprite sticker sheet.
And a redeemable Pizza Hut coupon.
Oh, what?
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's good marketing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny.
Pizza time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the DLC was announced yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
DLC was
awesome.
announced yesterday.
I saw that there was DLC when I looked for a trailer of this game.
Yeah.
Like I saw like DLC, and I didn't happen to look at like when the date of that was uploaded, but I'm assuming it was today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just
Yesterday.
announced. Yeah.
Is that going This might be a dumb question.
We just made a lot of mouth sounds. But it's
Is it, this isn't going to be free DLC, is it?
I don't believe it is.
Okay. I feel like it should be,
I mean,
in my opinion.
depends if it's $3, like, oh, you know what I mean?
All right.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I have a question. What is the price point of this game?
25.
Okay, brand new 25.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, DLC should be anywhere from $5 to $10, depending on what the content is. Then.
Yeah.
You can't charge $20 unless it's like an entire second game at this point, you know?
Yeah, no way.
Well, I think there's a new character and then obviously new levels, and I didn't read too much into it, but I at least saw that.
Yeah, I was doing some looking today, and I was like, oh, fuck. DLC was announced yesterday.
I wonder if they're going to repackage it. I
Probably.
just from looking at it, I'm waiting to hear what you guys are saying, but like
Okay.
You're on the fence and just getting it anyway.
yeah, I am, but if they're going to make a DLC, they'll probably package it together in one package, and I'm going to grab that.
Grab that
Excuse me.
package.
You know it. Like a fucking UPS man.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I have on game development. Like I said, it was based on the Streets of Rage thing, so there wasn't much change. I mean, obviously changing skills and stuff like that, but like the engine and everything was there.
Yeah. I think any of the other like details of it really isn't in development, and that's definitely more in like gameplay and stuff. So
Generically, you can tell they very much took the old games for inspiration.
yeah, they were like, oh, that did really good. We're gonna put it in ours.
Yeah.
There we go with a couple tweaks.
All right.
Actually, speaking of, and this kind of bleeds into gameplay a little bit, but so I played a lot of this with Hamill and Menace, just like 3-player, and then we maxed out like party quite a few times, like 5 or 6
Nice.
people,
Cool.
which was a really cool experience. But the game development portion I was getting at is Hamill was explaining that in one of the classic Turtle games, again, I can't.
You don't have reference.
Yeah, I don't have
personally.
reference, but he said there's a boss in one of the older ones where you have to grab the enemy and throw him at the screen.
Yeah.
And
Turtles
that
in
was
Time.
like the
Turtles in
Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So they kind of I
They
guess
reference it.
well I don't know how similar it is, but there is a boss mechanic that is 100%
Yeah.
like that in the
Yeah.
game, and
It's Baxter, I think, that you have to. It's like the first or second level.
Yeah.
You have to beat him.
Internals in time, yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Turtles
like
in
punch him until he hits the ground, and then you throw him at the screen.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to
Yeah,
call
they-
out, I thought that was relevant in the game
There's
development.
a lot of callbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to go through them. They're callbacks. They're all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so let's catch up with April, hop in the van, and move into story.
Story.
Catch up with April.
Okay, so I have my question before you get into the synopsis. Is this a direct sequel to Turtles in Time, or is it like a spiritual successor to Turtles in Time? Because there's very obvious ties just from watching the trailer.
I would say spiritual successor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, TMNT in general does a lot of the alternate universe type stuff too.
Right.
I think it's more akin to that.
More, yeah, probably. Yeah.
It just had like all of the classic
Yeah.
people and
Yep,
stuff in
it
it
is.
that I
Yeah.
saw. So like,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah, it's basically all of the bosses from TMNT plus, basically.
like there's one or two at least, just like one of the levels, like you remember from like Turtles in Time, where it's like Big Apple 3 a.m.
Yeah.
They had another level that was Big Apple 3 a.m. and it wasn't like an exact carbon copy of it, but at least they used some of
Okay.
those to be like, hey, you remember this?
Yeah.
Cool. We changed shit around, but at least it's like, and then at the
We're
end of that,
revisiting that location.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like the boss of that one was Baxter, just like it was in Turtles in
That
Time.
just sounds like a remake of the level. Then
There's 6 stages that are like that.
I think there's only 7 in the
Yeah.
NES game.
Yeah.
Did you go to the weird laboratory that Krang's in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, again, so
Is it just a remake of Turtles in Time?
no.
How many levels were in Turtles in Time?
Yeah, I think it was like 7.
6 or 7.
So then
There
you're
wasn't
saying they
a whole
included that whole game and then just doubled it, essentially. Because there's
Essentially.
like 14
Kind of,
or
yeah.
15
They
levels.
changed the levels up. Like they're like the holes aren't in the same
Okay,
place.
wait,
the
so hold
scaffolding-
on.
the whole, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
But it's and then
It's
but
not
like
a carbon copy.
but like the one in like Turtles in Time, like Big Apple was like all along a bridge. This wasn't like a bridge along the whole thing in this game, I believe. So it's different scenery, but some of them are like direct callbacks to be like, fuck, I've heard this before. And then it's the same boss, but
Yeah.
it's different. It's different fight mechanics. It's different ways that the boss is coming at you. So it's not like the giant fly sucker thing like like out of his gun or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it was kind of different in that, but there were a few like levels where it was okay. This was like what it was titled before, and
Okay. So what's the story, Joe?
Hold on. I'm sorry. While we're on this topic, though, I just want to dissect a little bit more. You saying the original Turtles in Time only had 6 or 7 levels,
Yeah.
and it was that replayable? Like, what it would take?
It's a beat 'em up.
I
mean,
know.
how many times did you play Sunset Riders?
Right.
All right.
a lot.
Right? It's the same thing.
You have to think, dude. It's not a game from now. It's a game from back when we were children.
That just seems even short for like.
Dude,
back
think about,
then,
think
though.
about
Sunset
the,
Riders is not long either.
There's
think about the Power Rangers game, that platformer that they came out with. There was only 6 levels in that.
there were 10 in Turtles in Time.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's. We can move on.
Okay.
Harry was really stuck on that.
Yeah, I don't know. 6 or 7 was a hard sell for me. That's
Okay.
to be acceptable. I don't know. But 10 that's fine.
You can do 6 and just make it play like the Lion King.
How many levels are in Sunset Riders?
It's probably around 10. Actually, I'm almost positive there's like 10 on, it might be 10 on the dot, to be completely honest.
Nice.
Are you looking it up, Steve?
Yeah. Oh, of course. 8.
Boom.
So
Roasted. That almost feels short for even back then.
what a terrible game.
All right.
How many Power Rangers?
I never really beat Power Rangers except for using cheats.
It was a fun game, though.
It was a hard game.
It was. Turtles in Time was also pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tough game. Sunset Riders was definitely easier than Turtles in Time.
Until you got to Rose. He would fuck you up
Yes.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had 7 stages with 2 different gameplay styles. Don't ask me what they are. I'm not reading that far into it.
Fair enough.
I've looked up too many
We're off the
things.
rails anyway.
How many
Goddamn right.
stages did Super Ghouls and Ghosts have?
That I believe was 6 or 7. They were just
But you
really
had to do them
long.
twice.
They were just really long.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to play some.
Anyways.
Synopsis. Bring us back, Joe.
Yeah, I really didn't write one, honestly. There's not much that happens.
Cool.
It's a beat 'em up game.
I couldn't tell you what happens.
God damn it. I just want to know if this game was supposed to be a remake plus, like...
There's no, like, it's the only cutscenes, like, between stages are, like, to intro or outro the boss that you beat.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in the middle.
No.
It was all like right in the beginning, and then
There's
I will say, so it at least in like the trophy section, it suggested that there's a ton of different endings, right? When I beat the game,
Did you looked them up?
no, I was playing with Hamill at the point, and I saw my one thing, and I played Donatello.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. And it said Donatello gets back to his machines.
Yep.
It was just a still frame image.
Yep.
That was an ending.
Yes.
That was an ending.
Yep.
That was an ending way back when too.
So, okay.
Yeah.
It's like the Mortal Kombat endings from way back when. It's like, Scorpion went into another realm to fight, and then he died. Play it again. Find out what Sonya did.
Yeah.
At least with the story, it's basically Shredder is trying to put Krang back together,
Yeah.
and different levels are like different pieces of Krang in the body.
You see, like, his legs in one stage and his torso in another.
Right,
and then you
yeah.
see his
So he's
head
dismantled, and Shredder, as you're going through and fighting through bosses, he's slowly gaining pieces of Krang. Eventually, you fight Krang, defeat him, and then they take over the Statue of Liberty, and then you fight the Statue of Liberty.
But yeah, you fight Shredder first.
Yeah, you was
And then you fight the Statue of Liberty, and then you fight Shredder again.
yeah, because that second time was Shredder's revenge.
Yeah. Super Shredder.
You fought Super Shredder. So you
Yeah,
fought
after
Shredder,
he
then you fought the Statue
consumes
of
the
Liberty, and then you fought Super Shredder, and then you finished the game.
Yeah.
And then you have pizza.
Yeah. If you're Michelangelo. Well, no, everyone has pizza.
Everyone has
pizza
pizza.
party.
It is a
Yeah.
pizza party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
How can you not like...
Michelangelo's
No.
ending is just like, now there's more time to eat pizza and party.
There you go. Did you play Michelangelo?
What's wrong with that?
I played Donatello, but I looked him up.
Okay, hold on.
okay.
All right. Yeah,
But we can get into that.
real
We'll
quick-
get into that in the gameplay on who played what.
Yeah, okay, because that's like one of my questions. I wanted to know
Yeah.
who everyone's go-to was.
Gotcha.
So I will re-ask that in gameplay.
All right.
All right, so there's basically no story.
There's basically no story.
Correct.
Okay.
There's nothing to talk about. It's like I said, you fight bosses, you get the Super Shredder at the end, you defeat Super Shredder.
I will say, like not having played Turtles in Time aside, I was never really into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Turtles
universe, so I did not know characters like at all, other than obviously the
Ninja
big
Turtles.
one. Because I mean,
primary
I've
four.
seen the live action.
April, Casey Jones,
Yeah,
Shredder,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Splinter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you're
Bebop
like, who the fuck
Rocksteady?
is Bax? Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady are there.
But like you didn't know probably like Baxter and Krang and
None of the bosses, even the side characters. Like there was the one guy looking for his videotapes.
Some of those I didn't
Vaughn.
really
Yeah.
really remember those either, to be honest. with
Okay,
you.
there
So
was some chick looking for a diary. There was those alien people. There were space elves or something.
Space frogs.
no,
space
no, no,
frogs.
no.
Swamp frogs.
Yeah, there was frogs.
were they the Battletoads?
No. No.
Yeah, they were
That would have been awesome.
It was a play on it, I think, though.
it was a play, yeah, because they were kind of like
Biker rats from Mars.
They take credit for defeating Shredder at the end of the game as well. The news reporter that Harry was suggesting to, Vaughn, you collect his tapes in the game, and then at the end he does the report on like the battle and everything that happened, and then he gives credit to the space frogs that you like rescue throughout the levels.
yeah, they're
and not the turtles.
the punk frogs.
Punk frogs, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's basically where they just look like
The Battletoads, basically, they look like the Battletoads.
kind of. I mean, it's like it's a bad version between a turtle and a toad.
They literally just look like turtles without the masks on.
Yeah, exactly. And that they're the more publicly acceptable, and they're like popular and shit. But they don't.
Yeah,
do
they have like a
anything.
TV show or something like that is what I got out of it.
Yeah, something
Because
like
there
that.
was like you go through like a mall or a strip mall or something like that at one point, and there's like cardboard cutouts of them.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Huh.
yeah. There was a lot of those sidewalks.
Actually, isn't that one of the bonus where it's like bonus and you try to like knock them all down or something like that?
Something like that.
Is there a rivalry between the two
I don't know.
in the lore of the
I have
Turtle
no idea.
universe?
First time I've seen them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've never seen it. I think they were just something fun. Like, we'll just throw this in.
Well,
It's like,
Raphael holds a grudge against everybody.
Everyone,
so,
yeah.
so
yeah,
probably.
that's just what he does.
Okay.
Raphael's ending was basically like, yeah, he's still a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still being an asshole.
What a surprise!
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics are surprisingly dark.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically when all the turtles except for Raphael dies and he's just like, I'm going to kill everybody. And he just goes on this fucking killing rampage.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking ninja. Like, it's not like, it's like, oh yeah, teenage mutant. Yeah, I'm going to fucking murder you. Like, prepare to die. And then kills everybody.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. It's like in the movie. Where he's like, all right, they hurt fucking Donatello. I'm going to kill everybody. And he just like goes and just tries to, yeah. He succeeds in the comics.
In the revenge,
Yeah.
Raphael's revenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It'd be a cool
Nice.
mod for this.
Yeah.
Just murder.
It'll be out there. Give it a year or two.
All right. Well, like I said, there's not much story here. So if
right,
you
fair
guys are good, I'd like to move on.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's grab an enemy and throw him at the screen and move into gameplay.
Gameplay.
So gameplay.
Okay. I need to know who is everyone's turtle.
So I played Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Donatello.
Okay.
I
It almost sounded like you were going to say Donatello.
did it, Tello.
Donatello.
I started with Raphael. I played a little bit of Splinter, but I mained April O'Neil.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
great.
nice.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Great, because I wanted that. I wanted to know
Yeah.
what that was like.
Hap.
I did Donatello. Like,
That's it.
The whole way
You just-
through?
yeah, all the way through.
Okay.
But I do plan on playing through again, and I'd like to jump to Casey.
Cool. Yeah, I did play one or two
Is he
stages. as
unlockable
Kate-
after you beat the game?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of
Yeah.
salty about it.
Yeah.
'Cause I would have played him right away if
Same.
he
Of
was
course.
out of the gate.
Yeah. he's
Yeah,
the
everyone
best.
thinks he's basically Jason Voorhees with a fucking hockey stick. Yeah. Everyone wants to play as that guy.
Really cool catchphrases.
Yeah.
Scuzz bucket. But I mean, like it basically
Harry,
with
let
the,
me know when you want to play through again.
Oh, I've like it's kind of taken over as our nightly game with like Hamill and Menace. We've been just
really?
playing every night, and we start as a party of 3, but then we usually get up to like 5 or 6 in no time.
Interesting.
And
Cool.
it's so wild. It's hard to follow your character on the screen.
I'm
So
sure.
that was my other question. Did you guys play together at all?
No.
No, unfortunately not. There was going to be where it's like, hey, let's at least get together and play through together, but we didn't.
That's
but
a missed opportunity.
I would. Well, I mean, we can still do it, so I would.
I think
Still
this
do it.
game. So we're in gameplay. We're in gameplay. This game is not fun single player. I did not enjoy it when I was playing single player.
Yeah.
But
I disagree.
okay, well that's fine. I think this game excels at the multiplayer. Ideally, probably at the 4-player mark. I think when you get in the 5 and 6, it's fucking-
unwieldy.
That's
It's wild.
That seems like a lot.
So wait, no one really played Michelangelo?
I played. I did.
Okay, you played a little bit of Michelangelo, but you
Yeah.
didn't, and
No.
you only played
So
one character.
yeah, I'll take up all the Donatello talk tonight.
There
and
you
guys
go.
can express the other ones.
So at least when you start, you have the four boys, and then you have April and Splinter that you
Okay.
can use as different
So
characters.
all
and
but
each,
one of the characters that you can play in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And then each one, they all have different stats. So it's power, range, and speed.
Yep.
I think are the 3 of them. So like every single one has a different combination. It's like on a 3-star system. So Splinter was like a 1-star on speed, 2 on range, 3 in power. And I think April was like 3 in speed, 2 range, 1 power. So
Are they all 3-2-1? Is that
No.
Or was,
no, not
or
necessarily.
was anyone like 2-2-2? Like
I think some of them.
Donatello might have actually been. That might have
think
been
it
why
was-
I picked him.
Yeah, I think he was 2-2-3.
I don't. I tried to pick him
remember.
because he seemed pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So
that's how you play every game.
He was
balance.
He was the good balance between the range and the speed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. He
Yeah.
should have the most range though. He has the longest weapon.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he had a 3 range and a 2 speed, so like
Oh,
you could get
yeah.
in and out of shit pretty
Yeah.
good and keep
Yeah.
your distance.
Okay, so another big question is like, since you guys played ranges of characters,
Yeah.
did all of the characters feel unique and different, or were like the turtles kind of like a slush of like pick your favorite color and then
Similar concept of skills,
okay,
but different. You know what I mean? Like
different enough that like you felt the different experience playing
Yeah.
the different characters?
yeah.
Okay.
Not like a crazy difference, but yes.
Slight one, yeah. Like I
Yeah.
mean, if someone's faster, if someone's noticeably faster, like if the
Yeah.
basically what I'm asking you is like, do the stats actually matter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, can you
definitely.
tell
Definitely.
the difference?
I went from
between the stats?
April to so like I started with Raphael, and then I'm like, let me just try April, and then I just went with her for the longest fucking time. I'm like, you know what? Let's try Splinter because he's not one of the main 4. And then I played 1 or 2 levels with him, and I'm like, I cannot do this.
Cannot do this. I was moving too slow.
He was moving too slow because I went from a 3-speed to a 1. And
Okay, yeah, that's a huge difference.
there was a significant noticeable difference between the two.
Okay, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
Were you playing him late stages too?
A little bit later, so he wasn't leveled up necessarily.
Right, so that's key.
But I wasn't always using the
Ninja power
the
and
ninja
stuff?
powers and stuff. You
Okay.
know, I had my own play method, or at least that I found and adapted with April, and then when I tried it with Splinter,
Just wasn't working
that
out.
wasn't it.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw something cool in the trailer,
Yeah.
and I also wanted to ask about this. I saw combo moves where 2 people team up and do a move to an enemy.
We'll put that to Harry.
Yeah.
Specifically,
like launching.
I did see one launch, but like, could you shell shock people?
Like, what do you mean?
Where 2 of the turtles would turn their back and hit their shells and crush somebody between them. I saw it in the trailer. I'm just wondering if you ever executed
Probably.
that.
I think
Okay.
all of
lot
them
of
have unique pair ups moves.
So I saw Splinter do the shell shock too, where Splinter just like threw an elbow in, and I was wondering if all the characters did that or if they put their own unique like twist.
I mean,
on it,
I
or-
kept missing something. Hamill kept calling out like, "Oh man, you threw me into that enemy," kind of thing. Like,
okay.
I kept missing it because there's so much shit happening on the screen.
I think in Turtles in Time you could throw people too.
Okay. I would.
You'd have to like walk up to them and they would have to like grab behind.
It's like a
and they would
double team
throw.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, while we're talking on that too, so yes, I don't know the full extent of combo moves, but they do exist.
Okay.
And I did them accidentally a lot of the times, and I think a lot of it was based off of the joystick, which felt a little clunky because like you're hitting all these buttons over here, and then you have to stop and hit a joystick I don't know. It felt slow for how fast paced the game is. It just didn't feel. It didn't. It just the way it was. It just didn't feel very fluid at all.
It's like when you get to somebody, you have to push like left in square or right in square, and it does a different thing. That kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Like to dive into that a little bit more. Like, did you understand what you were doing, or was it more of a button mashy thing that just kind of happened?
No, most of the time I knew what I was doing.
Okay. All right.
Because like it would be like jump attack and then dodge roll, but then kick back.
Yeah, like I'm
maneuvers
not,
and stuff.
like
Yeah.
I'm not insulting the gameplay. I just wanted to know, like, if you knew what you were doing, is it more of like a cognizant, like I have to stop pressing these and make a distinct move with the joystick, or
I think so.
Okay.
Because a lot of the time you're trying to stay active, so you're hard to hit target,
gotcha.
and then to just abandon all your jumping around just so you can stand there and do a move. That's where it felt a little like jarring.
Slows your mobility down.
Because
I don't know,
also,
man,
like to grapple somebody, you hit no other buttons. You just have to joystick over and then like basically push yourself into the enemy, and then you would grab them.
Yeah,
So when it's all
just like in Turtles in Time. You do that
yeah,
in Turtles in
exactly.
Time, too.
So yeah, when it's all, you're in the middle of like chaos when there's like so many enemies, and then just be like, oh, I want to try to grab this guy, go from crack, flip, flip, flip. Joystick. It's
It
like,
would
I
have
could
probably
see that's
felt
where-
so much better if it was like an R2 or L2.
But yeah, it's like I could see where that feels like, okay, I'm meant to like.
It's not
continue.
game destroying.
No.
But it
The shell shock looked cool in the trailer. I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit!" Like I just I saw it happen and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" Like I just want to know if someone fucking did it because like
Yeah.
it's like the classic Ninja Turtles.
Right, yeah.
I was huge into Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like
No.
like that was like one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. That was like my
Oh, yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, like seeing the shell shock and like having been such a fan of Turtles in Time and like that didn't have that aspect to it.
And now it's here.
Yeah, and then like seeing it in the game, I was just like, oh, like
I want to do that.
Yeah, like oh shit, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah shit. Ah fuck. Ah fuck. Ah fuck.
Oh, that's been a while.
Oh fuck.
Now, the cool thing, though, so if you were to pick it up, Clark, I think it would be awesome to play as 4 people. Because you can bang through the whole game, 2 hours.
If I do pick it up, we can definitely do that.
We'll find out later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, it's a blast.
So the grabbing thing, I'm going to go back to it for a second. The problem I had with the grabbing was that if you were standing and you were already overlapping within grabbing distance of somebody while you finished an attack, you would not grab them. You would have to step away and step back. And that was kind of annoying.
Like you were outside
You
of the
couldn't
box.
just stop attacking and then just pause and have them just naturally grab. You had to actually move.
like
You
re-engage
had
the
to-
hitbox.
Yeah, you had to move into the area of engagement to do the grab.
Well, that probably makes sense because if you're surrounded by enemies, you don't want to accidentally just grab because you'd be open for attacks, right?
It's the same attack button.
You were in Turtles.
could
in
interrupt
Time,
a combo,
though.
but yeah.
Yeah, like it could interrupt a combo. It could stop you from like achieving what you're trying to do. And also, like I remember, if you went for a grab in Turtles in Time, at least, and you just like didn't do anything, I'll never forget the first time my mom accidentally just like grabbed one of the dudes from the Foot Clan, and she's like, "What's happening?" And I was like, "I don't know, press buttons," and it like wasn't going.
Flies at the TV.
No, and then just one of the Foot Clan came up and just started beating the shit out of her, and I was like, "Press buttons."
Nice. But yeah, it was only annoying. Like, honestly, I didn't do much grabbing at all until I got to the boss where you have to grab. I had to look it up. I was like in the little menu where you can look at all your skills. I was like, how the fuck do I throw at the screen? Because that's clearly what I have to do here.
I had to do the same thing to be like, I don't know how I was doing
like, I
this.
know
They
that's
did
what I
not
need
have
to
that
do.
stuff in Turtles in Time, so that's awesome to
No,
to
they
know
do.
that
They have the combo
they have, like-
list.
how are the menus? Like in depth, good. Like,
Yeah.
like,
It's clean.
exactly what
it's
you think.
clean.
Yeah.
There's not too much.
cool.
And it's like as you start unlocking new skills, then
I mean, it's not Elden Ring, Joe.
then those will start popping up in your list as well as they're like, as they're explored and whatnot. Because as you start because you can level up the characters, and as you're leveling
as you level up, you gain more skills, more hit points, more ninja bars, which is like your super.
Yeah, you have
You
like
can have
you
more
a
supers stacked essentially.
Do you get like items and shit in the game?
Just pizza.
There's your health pizza.
Pepperoni.
Oh, and
there's
the collectibles that you're trying to
there's
find in each level.
collectibles, Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
at least
cool.
stuff like directly affecting gameplay. You have your health pizza. You have your like pizza power, where they do like
they do
their-
like a spin whirlwind type attack.
just like Turtles in Time. And then you have like your own, like Joe was saying, you have your own super. So you have a gauge that starts filling up, and each character has their own special move. Like April pulls out a fucking TV camera, and I mean like the big ones that we use back in broadcast production, and just starts swinging it around and smacking the shit out of everybody.
Nice.
What was Michelangelo's?
I think he just spins the nunchucks.
They all have like an orb attack.
Yeah, they'll have like, so when you were asking about the distinct noticeable difference of like the stats or whatever.
Yeah.
The problem is like the skills, right? So the standard super ninja power attack, right, is the you're on the ground and you do like an orb where you kind of deflect anybody that comes into the bubble, you automatically do damage to and
Sure.
they fly away.
All enemies are attracted to the bubble as well.
Okay,
Yes.
that's it. That's all they do. Like, there's no cool shit.
Well, no,
No, so
different.
as you level,
Oh, okay.
What bubble
all right.
are you talking about?
just generically a sphere
Standing
around
still
the
triangle.
person.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you level up, you unlock regular skills, and then you also unlock extra ninja power skills, where you can change the way, like if you do it mid dash, like you'll do like a one swipe across the screen, or like you can do an aerial one where it's like your normal like up kick or down kick, you can incorporate it into that, and it does bonus damage then.
I think there was a Turtles game where Michelangelo called in the pizza van that they had and shot pizzas across the screen.
Was that the tournament one where it's like PvP? Because I think they had specials back in those, and I mean we're going like way back on that one.
Might have been.
It was like
one.
it was like tournament edition. It was just called that, or tournament, something like that.
Yeah.
But at any rate, yeah, the supers are just, I mean, they're all similar concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Right, there's the regular not moving, just orb attack-ish thing, a dash, up kick, down kick, that kind of thing. They'll do their own thing with their weapon, but it's essentially the same.
Per level too. It's not super crucial, but I think it gets you more experience on top. But each level has like 3 challenges, 3 or 4.
Yeah, they
I
get
think challenges.
experience.
Okay.
Some are stupid easy. Just kill an enemy by them falling into a pit, and sometimes they'll even do it themselves.
Yeah.
Other ones are make it through the entire level without taking a single point of damage.
Like
That's fucking
like when you
insane.
fight the
Yeah.
Statue
The range-
of Liberty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
fuck
like
that.
That's like a 2-part.
Oh, I found the spot where you stand for that.
Yeah. Now I will say.
I think that's why some people were dicking around.
Well, now with that, there are, at least for those levels where it's like go through without taking damage. That's not so much on like the one of like going through an entire level, I think, except the very first one, and then they're just ready for you to do a replay on the first level, because like, hey, you have Casey Jones, you want to go try to beat this level with them. So
Okay.
But the ones where there are those type of challenges, it's like there's the patterns. You can figure out the patterns, you can figure out the spot, and if you have any sort of, experience in the games where it's like, okay, they go and I see this animation starting to happen, I know what's going to happen next, I need to be here. It's kind of more along that. Some of them are like, don't get grabbed twice in the entire game, or don't get hit by, like
Spike traps and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, don't get hit by more than 2 obstacles.
Well, is there?
A lot of them,
Is it
like
is it
just
tiered
doing,
though? Is there like an easy, medium,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
a hard?
Yeah.
Basically, okay.
Yeah, and then they still peppered in like achievements and whatnot. Like I think the one was like get like a 150 or 200 hit combo, and that's really only like that's basically without you taking damage before you get there.
Yeah, your
That's
combo
insane.
your combo resets when you take damage.
Yeah, but that's also where you can kind of cheat the system. It's like
you
because
could juggle enemies that are already dead.
Yeah, you can.
and that's
Oh, that's sweet.
and that's
okay. Yeah.
that was something I loved about April, because she was
They're
so
just robots
fucking
anyway,
fast.
so
yeah,
fuck it.
You just I hit them up in the air and they're up, and I'm just jumping combo, and I'm like, cool. I'm just getting like 5 or 6 hits. I'll just do this for 10 seconds and I'm good to go with it.
Yeah, Hamill, Menace, and myself, we the little robot things would drill out of the ground.
Yeah.
We got a cluster of those against the wall, and we just kept juggling them, the three of us, so they weren't hitting the ground, so they wouldn't disappear. And we just stood there for like 5 minutes, just who can get the highest combo number?
That's amazing.
Yeah. The grabbing thing though was brutal. There was one level in the end you go to space or whatever, and
Naturally.
yeah, it's turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ninja Turtles.
And there was the one enemy that would it was this alien that would come morph out of the ground with a leaping attack and then grab you.
Oh God!
It reminded me Turtles in Time when you're in the sewers and you're on
Yeah.
the boards and
You're
it's
on the
like the
boards.
pizza
Stuff that comes out
monster
of the
thing.
water.
Yeah, they were like that.
It was like that.
Gotcha.
But you're
yeah.
not surfing the whole time.
Yeah, that sucks.
And those
Yeah,
are tough to hit. Like
are there
but-
surfing levels?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
Are there? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Are there any where you're going straight at the screen?
No.
None of those.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
none of those.
All right.
They didn't bring that
Yeah,
back.
they're all
Because
side.
there were like 2 or 3 of those in Turtles. in
There's
Time.
a
Oh, wait.
skateboard one, right?
Hold on.
Or
If there's 6 or 7 levels, and 2 or 3 of them were the straightforward, is that it? Like, is that?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't.
Is that
I don't
the
remember.
recipe?
I don't. Maybe. I don't remember Turtles in Time well
I think some of
enough.
them are partial levels too.
Okay, they're just.
You know what I mean?
little
Like you would go
references.
from the first part of the stage to the second
Gotcha. Okay.
kind of thing, right? It was more of a travel half stage segment.
Yeah, like
kind of thing.
hey, this looks familiar, but then here you are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, those levels I was never really a fan of.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I didn't necessarily mind them. It broke them up a little bit.
yeah, it was definitely it was change.
Yeah, and then Harry was saying where it's like other ones are like collectibles, where it's like the cool frogs, where like
The punk frogs.
punk frogs. It's like like in different levels, there's collectibles or whatnot that you had to find. They're not
That's where my
just
cook
out
came
in the
from.
open. You had to either break open boxes or destroy like a fax machine or shit like that to
Yeah.
be able to find it.
speaking of that, enemies, real quick. I found it extremely hilarious. Hamill and I were joking a lot about this. How all the bad guys would just walk on screen with like a fucking 1995 PC, just ready to throw it.
old CRT TVs.
Yeah.
But I love it because a lot of times it just showed them like just doing stuff, and then you walk on the screen and they're like, "Oh shit, it's a Ninja Turtle! We got to go fight!"
When you'd walk down the street and there was somebody from the foot with a drive-through headphone set on at a register.
Yeah, and he just jumps out and starts fighting you again. It's like I'm just doing my normal life. Oh, I'm gonna fight this turtle.
Oh, fuck this guy. He went down the wrong street.
Yeah, it's the ones driving motorcycles back and forth too, like through the screen.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
It was so awesome. But I mean, like they had a variety of like foot soldiers too. So you had some that were just like, "Hey, I'll just come beat you up," and then they had like the ones that
Silver ones with the swords.
with the swords
green
that would
ones
come
with the
through the
pikes.
Okay, so just like
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of those. And then you still had like your, you remember like the giant rock dudes that would charge after you, like from one side of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
They had those. They had the metal version of them too. The little robot dudes.
It kind of seems like this is basically a sequel to Turtles in Time.
Kind of. I mean, that's where it's more. It's not.
It's hard to call anything in TMNT a sequel.
It's just a.
But
yes. Yeah. It's a redo with extra shit.
Yeah, that's
Kinda.
fair. I didn't know this until today because I saw when I watched the trailer, I went and looked back at some of the Turtles in Time stuff because why not? You know?
Yeah.
Sure.
I did notice that, I noticed the levels and things like that, and I did see like some of the the grapples and stuff like that were kind of the same, and I was like really just like, this could be a sequel, but I didn't know this. Turtles in Time was actually called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4.
Yeah.
Turtles in Time. I never knew there was a 4 attached to it because it wasn't on the packaging or the cartridge or anything. It was wild.
But it was the fourth
one,
Ninja
yeah, because
Turtles.
there were the 2 on NES, and then there was the one before that, which wasn't a big success or anything like that. And then Turtles in Time was a game changer for the franchise.
Yeah, totally.
I think I still have the first one for NES. It's either the first or second, but I think it may have been the first.
They're both awesome.
Yeah.
Where you're like running around and then it's like a hub world basically.
Yeah, you go back and forth with like the van, and then then it turns into a side scroller.
Do you do that in this game where you're walking or you're going around a hub
You drive
world?
the van around the city.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's awesome. That's awesome. So that's
It's
that's
a callback to
throwback
that one,
the
too.
NES version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really fucking cool. That is really fucking
And
cool.
then that you can still
you-
go back and you can jump to a world. It's like, all right, you're far ahead. You're like, I
Yeah,
want to
you
go
can
back
just
and
drive
try to go
back,
for a
go to the
collectible,
other
and you just
stage.
go back down. It's like burp burp, and then you're just driving around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went back and cleared all the rest of the collectibles I needed from
Yeah.
all the levels last night.
Now you two on at the very bottom of the map where there's like that like rounded out thing where it's like a road that kind of goes through like the bay or the river or whatever
Yeah,
it
it
is.
looks like there's some areas in the map that you should be able to get to but can't.
Yeah, those two grayed out circle. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe that's what they're waiting for, some like extra DLC or something. Because I kept trying to look up of like how can I get these?
Yeah.
Because there's
Little like island things.
yeah, and they're the same shape as like all the other shit that I stop and play.
It looks
so-
like it would be a node, yeah.
yeah.
Wait, did you get all the missing turtles or the missing frogs? Did you get all the collectibles? Because a lot of those,
Yeah.
I did.
a lot of
all
those
of
kind of things open up once you get all
Okay,
the collectibles.
I got some of those.
That's
Okay.
what I try to do. So of course, Side Quest Steve, I went back. I got all the diaries. I got all the
SQS?
videotapes. I found all the frogs. I did all of that, and nothing opened up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it didn't open up for me, so I can't. comment.
Okay. At least then it'd be like, oh,
But
no,
I
you
didn't.
just had to
I
do
didn't
this.
intentionally try to go back and get everything though either.
It's fair.
Yeah,
I got mad, so I'm like, I'm just going to go play Diablo and take my frustrations out elsewhere.
nice.
I'm trying to think if there's anything really big. So
Yeah.
we did say familiar bosses. So you have Rocksteady, Bebop, Baxter, Krang. I forget the Metal Turtle, whatever his name was. Slash. I don't think they had Did they have the prehistoric guy in this one? They did. They had the prehistoric guy.
They had Tozar. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Brazar, something like that.
Razor.
Yeah.
he was in there too. So there's.
So they did a dino level?
I think you're in a museum or something.
What's that?
Are you in the museum or no? I think he shows up when you're in the zoo.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
So it wasn't a full dino level, like where you went back in time for that. No
Yeah,
dinosaurs
yeah,
in
okay,
that one.
all right.
Yeah,
I feel like we covered a lot in gameplay. Actually,
I don't
know what else there is to
Yeah, I
cover.
don't know if there is anything else in
It's fast
gameplay.
forward beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Oh, there's environmental objects you can hit as weapons. Boom.
yeah.
Pretty
Now-
standard and
so-
all beat
I
'em
think
ups.
that literally
Yeah.
covers everything.
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good job, Harry. Remembered that.
Icing on the cake.
All right. Well, let's move out to the world map, select the stage, and move into sound
Graphics.
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 And it's audio anyway, man.
This is going.
I love
great.
half of our intros are like, let's move into sound, and it's like
Audio.
Audio.
Actually,
It's evolved over the years.
Yeah.
It used to be music.
It's an Easter egg.
Yeah.
giraffics.
I did not see a whole lot of giraffes in this game.
Not even at the zoo.
So
No.
I just saw the
The trailer. Or
the
whatever.
trailer. The game looks fucking cool, man. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious because like it looks like the old school games. Obviously, there's way more pixels. Obviously, it's
Yeah, of
smoother
course.
textures,
Yeah.
right? But the theme is very much retro.
Yeah.
Like the menu and like the
The menu,
splash screen, like
Your
is-
character select. It's still like it's pixels. So they give that effect for like your select screen, your characters. A little bit like in the world map, but then when you're actually playing, it's like, all right, kick up the graphics here. Here's where we're actually going to put in like some detail
Let's
and
kick up
whatnot.
the resolution.
Yeah. But no, it's I really have nothing to complain about with it because it's like it still had the same look as Turtles in Time because this again we're going to
It's the closest comparison.
exactly but just like heavily updated like in the actual gameplay itself, and it was like we're cool, we're good.
Yeah, I had no complaints. I thought the worlds looked great. I mean, everything was different enough. There wasn't like anything to really complain about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I'm glad there's a retro market still. I think that's cool that they're keeping like those old school games alive, and it's just not like I mean, obviously for many reasons you don't see a lot of them anymore, but when they do pop up, it's just it's really cool to see. I don't know, just to see
Put your toe in the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it kind of exposes a whole new generation who didn't have an opportunity to grow up with those games. And it just kind of gives them a little taste of what we experienced as children. So.
And the retro market is slowly creeping towards, like, the retro market is about to hit PS1, like, hard. Like, that era. Where we're going to start seeing tons of remakes of stuff that's, like, in that era of games. I'll take a Street Force remake.
Or Fighting Force?
Fighting Force. That's
yeah. I'll take that.
That'd be fucking.
I would love to see that as like a 4-player game instead of like they always cap you at 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
But
2
like,
on there.
4-player would be.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude,
They'd have to add a character because there's only 3 characters.
No, there was
in
4.
No, there was 4.
2 girls, 2 guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to unlock one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I felt there was 3 too.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 on the cover. I think you have to unlock the 4th.
No, there's 4.
I don't know.
4-player bouncer though. Let's talk about it.
God, that game's great.
It's so good.
Graphics.
Yes.
I mean, it had a comic feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, and some levels just had a lot more prevalent scenes with something like
With the environments and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the one that just really sticks out, fighting the Statue of Liberty. Or
Yeah.
I forget what they ended up calling that. It was like the Statue
of Tyranny.
That's it. Yeah.
You fight the statue in Turtles in Time too, I believe.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still,
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, look, the comparisons to Turtles in Time are very obvious in this, and like, yeah, it's cool.
It's not turning you off.
No, not at all. No, God, no.
6 to 9.
hot.
I don't know what else to say about graphics, honestly. You know what? It's very bright. Like, I never played Turtles in Time, but like their
Also bright.
color palette, fucking bright all over the place. We're
Yeah.
using all colors, and we're turning that contrast like to the max.
Way up.
It's not like annoying though.
No.
Yeah,
no,
It's not
no,
overbearing. It's
Yeah.
just like, it is like, pow, in your face. Right.
And it is very cartoony. Like
Yeah, totally.
the bosses are just.
It was in the height of the 90s when everyone was like, neon colors are the shit.
Oh, you know what?
it
Actually, speaking on that, back with the graphics in like the 90s. Remember that like
It's Harry's rewind.
Yeah.
The way they portrayed New York, and maybe it was actually the way New York was back in the 90s.
Trash.
This like dark, grim world, like the way they kind of spinned it off in Final Fantasy VII.
That's New York.
That's
Yeah.
New York in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
It was shit.
Well, yeah, they
Taxi Driver,
revisited.
you know, any movie from then.
So it had that
Escape
like
from New York.
so they had a little bit of that classic New York feel. I think in the game.
It was still set in the time period of like when the first one came out. That didn't really
Yeah.
change.
Like,
cool.
Yeah.
it's definitely like set in like 1992. Like
They're like, New York's still a dangerous place. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
I'm gonna go back to it again because I thought it was fucking hilarious. Was walking by the shops and seeing the foot guys inside the shops working.
Yeah, just regular everyday jobs.
I love
It's like that foot
Every
soldier.
time I came up on a segment of the stage where I just saw that and I was like mid battle, I was just cracking up
That's amazing.
because I was like, as soon as I clear this area, that guy's coming out for me.
There was one of the scenes where like one's like you're going through and it's like he's behind a reception desk.
Yeah.
And has like the little like headset on or something, like he's taking calls, and then as soon as you get by the desk and killed one or two of the other foot soldiers, like, huh? And then just jumps up.
I like the guy who's sitting in the front of the car facing towards the screen that you know for a fact he's step in front of the vehicle.
Screen, trying to run you over.
Yeah.
You get the little like caution blinker. It's like, who's coming from where? And he's like, it's coming for you.
He's clearly sitting at the end of an alley. You're just like, well, I'm not going to walk in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's just waiting. And he's like, come on. He just waves you on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll let you pass. This is my time. I've been waiting for this for years.
Turtle soup, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's good stuff, though.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's sing a theme song and move into sound.
Audio.
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 Saudio.
Sawdustio.
Ugh.
Skoongili, man.
We might have just liked it better as sound.
Who knows?
It just feels more natural.
I listened to the OST, like I was like skipping through it and stuff,
Yeah.
and it sounds awesome. And then I found a song, and I need to know where the placement of the.
Oh, is it
fucking
like
song
the
was.
super rap song?
Yeah, Raekwon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raekwon made a fucking.
It's when you're
song
fighting
for this.
Super Shredder.
That's fucking dope. I wanted to know if it was used in a cool area or if
It
it was like
was.
a credits
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
song.
I even fucking said that too when that music kicked in. And I was like, Hamill, this is fucking awesome. He's like, I know.
Fucking Raekwon.
Yeah.
Like, dude, okay. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking cool. The song's fucking sweet. Like,
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
couple tracks that are really fucking solid.
Yeah.
Especially, I found it more towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Those last couple levels, they have like
Once you get to
really
space.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
really good tracks
It's
there.
basically all synthwave, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, it fits the theme of the game.
Yeah, 100%. 90s,
Yeah.
early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
And then there's the obligatory like 5 or 6 different versions of the theme song,
sure, yeah.
right?
I was happy to see that they kept basically the original soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also the original theme is still there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the title screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant.
As you're
Yeah,
loading the
as it's
game,
loading in, yeah.
as you're loading the game, and it's doing like the opening like publisher screen.
That's
and
awesome.
Shit
That's
like that.
fucking cool.
Heroes on a Half Show.
Turtle Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's dope. That's fucking cool. Sorry, it's just fucking cool.
I mean, and even going more with like some of the auto, like some of the sound effects, like when, if you remember from like Turtles in Time, you go into the manhole, it has like that whoop, the little slip. That's in there too. So it's the little shocking, and you hear the little robots going around when they're grabbing you and shit. I mean, so it's still some of the originals in this, just with a little better quality. And I don't know, it's just
Did they voice act the game?
Some
Some.
stuff.
They have so every character
catchphrases.
has a taunt.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about this in gameplay, but whenever you're out of
yeah.
special abilities,
Yeah.
if you hit your taunt, they all do like a little animation. They all have like a little saying that it does get old after a while.
Oh
when you-
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
and then it refills your special bar up to 1. You
Okay,
can't
cool.
you can't ever exceed to like max like 3 levels worth of it or anything.
Using taunt, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but using the taunt, you can recharge your special.
It's pretty long though.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 seconds that
Yeah.
you're just.
It's enough that you could get fucking obliterated. While
You
you're doing
could,
it.
yeah, and
It just interrupts it.
It's
Well, yeah,
easier
no,
beating the shit out of people.
but I mean, like if you're going against a boss or something like that.
yeah,
you get
that's
fucked up
not the
and
time to
shit.
use it.
Yeah, some of them are cool. Like, so Donatello's, he like crouches over and he's like, "Give me a minute," and he's like playing on Game Boy.
He's playing a Game Boy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But that's where I got Casey's from. That he was just like he points his hockey stick at one of the enemies and he's like, "Batter up."
nice.
Dope.
So they all have their one that
Did you use the cheers too? What did the cheers do? Because
cheers
the cheers were only
where you high five one of your
you could give them a health point.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I kept wondering. So we were playing with this one online guy, and he was stealing all the health items, and we were like, "What the fuck?" Like he had like maybe 3 bars down, but like I'm like sitting like 3 away from death, kind of thing. And he's
Yeah.
like running up, but he kept going around, and
And just
High-fiving
high-fiving
everybody?
yeah, he just kept handing off his health.
I'm gonna eat this pizza.
okay.
High five.
So I guess there's I mean, it's still kind of a
So we go for some achievement where it's like heal.
Heal people.
The
with
the
ton of
health
people.
wait, the health point transfers.
Yeah.
like
It does.
You give one.
yeah,
Okay.
you're not just healing somebody; you're giving some of your health away.
Okay.
So you have to be strategic with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. It's like if I wanted to charge my phone, I just put it on.
Oh
Joe's.
yeah, and actually there's another. I don't know if you guys experienced this. I guess you wouldn't on single player. If anybody goes down, a counter ticks over your head of 10 seconds. Somebody can revive you and give you back like 25% of your health.
Okay.
You could do it infinite amount of times, but if you're interrupted, the counter continues to go down. So you had 10 seconds to do that, and it is like a 5-second revive. So
Oh,
You got to get
you
there
get
quick.
to 3.
you kind of have to clear that section of the stage essentially to revive.
Yeah.
Or at least have someone, if you have 3 people,
Yeah,
one
or
goes down,
somebody
the other
has to
person
like
being
take
like the
aggro
tank.
or
Yeah.
like,
Defend or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
so it and a lot of times you don't get it off. Like it's a really because but
They make meds for that.
All right. Anything else for audio?
I don't think so.
Man, we're being efficient a little bit here tonight.
A little bit.
It's gonna be weird to edit.
puppy.
Ooh, you got yelled at.
Alrighty. Well, let's pick our character and go and do final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
April. Oh. I picked a character.
Steve's got a thing
I do.
for girls in yellow jumpsuits.
It's just jumpsuits, just generically jumpsuits.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Sniper wolf,
You're right.
April, formative,
His wife.
skin tight jumpsuits.
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things were unlocked as I was growing up that really make a lot of sense now.
Oh, Steve, get it off the table.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried.
All right. I'm gonna start with Clark. Final thoughts.
Do I have?
Well, it's
final
not really
thoughts?
final
I thought
He
it
doesn't really
referred
What's
to
your
it.
opinion on our review so far?
It's neat. You guys are doing a great job.
Hey, cool. Cool. Thanks, Clark.
Make sure you put that on our Apple review.
5 stars. You guys did great.
Highly recommend TMT episode.
All right.
What a dumb question.
No, I thought we did something for final thoughts for the person that didn't.
No, they do it kind of in the score.
Score
Is that
is
what
like
we're doing?
if you would play based on our review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that one up. Oh well.
That's all right.
Sorry
You
about
also
Clark.
said
Come back to Clark
sound.
later.
Yep.
Harry.
You guys are doing a great job. Great job so far.
Harry. Final thoughts.
Yeah, no,
First TMNT game.
I know. It was kind of wild. I don't know. I was like all over the place. Like I kind of got into it. And I was like, this is kind of cool. And then I played like a level or two by myself. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be challenging. But then I like turned it to public, and then like just kind of immediate party of like 5 or 6. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then the one night. It was a couple nights ago. Hamill saw I was playing. I was like, oh man, I can't play DBD tonight. Like, I got to make sure I get this done in time for the podcast. And he was like, no worries, man. I own that game. So he jumped over, and then Menace hopped in the party. He was like, I love that game. I have everybody maxed out. So he jumped in, and I don't know. Then we just plowed through
The rest of it, basically.
the rest of the game.
Nice.
And it made it for a really good experience. If I would have played this all the way through single player, I don't know if I would have had as good of a time.
Okay.
So
That's
What
fair.
about couch co-op?
I would love couch co-op. That
Okay.
would be, and I noticed like it has like the push the start button.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
just
you
jump.
can do 4-player couch co-op.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That might be the way to do it.
That'd be great.
Get some beers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You got to take a shot of beer every time you die.
Oh, we're going to be pretty sober.
Oh.
Oh.
Every time you take a hit.
Oh,
Every time your combo resets.
oh God.
We're drunk already.
I'm game.
Yeah, me too.
Overall, I think they hit a lot of the targets. Like I know how we typically break down our games, like in the different categories. I don't think any particular category suffered. Maybe story.
But for the kind of game,
Nobody's looking for it, though, I think.
I mean, like the graphics, phenomenal. The music really got me on this game. I was not expecting the strong soundtrack that this game had, and there was a couple songs I was like, "This is dope."
Nice.
But the fighting was cool. I loved how fast paced it was. I like the diversity as it appears with the character, just or like the fighting styles.
Yeah.
Again,
It might be easier to see when you're playing multiplayer, too. So
Yeah. No, I think it was a really cool experience. I think it was a really cool game. It makes me sad that I missed out on Turtles in Time back in the day.
You missed out on 4 of them already.
Well, you're here now, so that's important.
You can still buy Turtles in Time on PS4.
They did re-release that,
I
didn't
mean,
they?
it sounds like
did.
that whole game was in this, though.
It was reshelled or something.
Yeah, reshelled.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
But they made it like 3D. It's like 3D graphics. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah. I own it. It's
Okay.
fine.
So yeah, it's kind of my final thoughts.
Cool.
Steve?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the screen grabs that I was talking about during the initial impressions, this delivered everything that I was hoping it would be.
It's delivered a pizza.
And that
Hot ready.
Yeah, I mean, this was fucking kicking the balls down nostalgia lane. It's
Did you get kicked in the balls a lot
Jeez.
back in the day?
I'm sure it didn't hurt as much back
He's
then.
nostalgic about it, apparently.
a little bit. It would be a little more rough now, just from the size of my balls.
The sag.
That too.
The size of my balls with all the testicular cancer.
I'm working on. I'm getting that checked out. But I mean, it's really, it checked off all the boxes of the side-scrolling brawler, and as either it's part repeat, part recover, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of Turtles in Time. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got out of it. Plus a fucking kick-ass soundtrack, and just, I also like the fact that there were more than just, the 4 turtles to be able to select from, and being able to find a character outside of the 4 of them that I was like, this is fucking it for me. This is my play style on how I would want to do this, and to be able to go through with it. I mean, I really do not have one negative thing to say about this game, period.
Nice.
What you got, Joe?
A lot of the same. Like I said, I was going to play Streets of Rage. I've always been a fan of the beat 'em up games.
Yeah.
This came out, as Clark said. I mean, I was a huge Turtles fan as a kid. I mean, that if there was any show that that was my thing as a kid, it was Turtles.
Yep.
That was like all the toys that I got was Turtles. All the games that I played with Turtles, absolutely loved it. Like I said, bought Turtles in Time several times. Playing this, I was like, holy shit! This game type still can really hold up if they do it right. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I went in hoping for the best, but was a little bit pessimistic. Right.
Yeah, we've been burned so many times over how many years with hey, here this is.
Yeah, I was honestly like, man, I really hope this isn't a money grab, right? Because it very easily could have been.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, they built it on a Streets of Rage 4 engine. They're just doing TMNT to get money. Well, let's just check it out anyway, right? And I was
then you played
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And I mean that really sums it up. Just being pleasantly surprised in, like Harry said, pretty much every character or category. Clark, we did this already. Got ya.
Fucking got him. Yeah.
No. We got to move into score.
Yep.
Is that your intro?
No.
That'd be great. Got to move into score.
All right. Let's do a backflip away from an enemy, right into score.
The score.
I called on Clark so many times already. Clark, what do you got? What do you think? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are your opinions on this discussion?
Are we sure we don't want to? Don't we usually save the person to sit out for last?
We're still kind of fresh on this.
Just go. Someone else go.
No,
then.
go ahead. No, it's Joe's episode. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Let out everything you've been feeling.
I've just wanted
past-
Clark's opinion this whole time.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so I'm definitely going to pick up this game just from
Yay.
what you guys are saying and stuff.
Do it.
It definitely sounds right up my fucking alley. I loved Turtles in Time, and this it really truly just sounds like the sequel that never happened.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking go balls deep.
Do it.
I'll
DP this with you.
For reference, the difficulty is very easily changed and would probably be a great time for your son.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right now, he's absolutely loving WWE 2K23.
Similar
Okay.
concept.
Yeah,
Beat him up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Harry?
I'll be honest. This is one of the hardest ones to grade in a while because I'm bouncing back and forth and just looking at a bunch of games. I am, however, going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give it the 0.5 more that I've been bouncing around with. Okay. So I'm going to give it a
5.
What's that?
4.5.
Fucking Eeyore.
No, I'm going to give it a 8.0.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That is up there for Harry.
Yeah, there was some games I'm like, is it on par with that? Like, so Road 96, I have an 8. Firewatch, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Uncharted 2. Like, there's a lot of, like, heavy-hitting games at the 8.0, but trying to, again, it's a different genre.
Yeah.
So, like, doing a one-for-one comparison is not always fair, but, like,
correct.
for a beat-em-up genre, like this is, like, top...
$25 compared to all those games.
Well, so that's probably one of my biggest issues with this game. I if it was like $15, like I could give it a much higher score. I just I don't think it's priced appropriately for what you're getting, especially with like.
What if the DLC was free?
I mean that helps. That helps, but
Just curious.
yeah, I don't know. Just $25 seems kind of steep for like a 2-hour experience. It just is. I'm sorry. It could be an amazing game, but it's pricey for what you get. So
I've paid $25 for a 3-minute experience.
Steve, what was that? I'm just kidding. What's your score?
This is fucking A+. I need not say any more than that. It's
Nice.
an A+. Let's play, Clark. Oh, I'm so excited for you to play this now. I just the look on your face this entire recording. Yes.
Just the look of enjoyment.
I know.
Looking at everybody else.
It's not just, it's like he was noticeably excited, other than the pants, just like the smile on his face, just like,
I want to play through with like a different character and have like a different experience.
yes, you will.
The DLC releases at the end of the month
On the 31st, yeah.
on the 31st and is $8.
Okay. That's reasonable enough for me.
Yeah.
Is it?
For me, yes. That's why I said for me, not you, for me.
Alrighty, so,
Joe.
yeah. I'm going to give this a 95.
Sweet.
I don't come to these games for stories, so the fact that it doesn't really have one doesn't matter.
I don't fucking care.
It just doesn't matter.
How was everything else?
All of the other categories are that good.
There you go.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Fucking dig it.
All right. So that being all of it, let's
2 weeks.
Yep.
gonna
Mubbers.
Yeah, it's going to be our redo of getting back into Loser.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Yep. It's we'll let you know what kind of changes and stuff we're going to implement to kind of make this more streamlined for you, for us, and we'll be good to go.
See you in 2 weeks, guys. Stay safe.
Yeah, bye.
Love you guys.
Oh, stay sexy.
Stay lovely.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.